curriculum reforms are being undertaken within the national registration framework as informed by Article 53 of the Constitution, which recognizes free and compulsory basic education as a right of every child.
There are 5 things I will say we are focusing on in terms of the curriculum in Africa, which we are trying to do differently from how they have been done. The first thing is, what is our vision for Africa in the next 30 or so years? And we want to have a vision where the African education is empowering the learners to create. And creation is not necessarily just about big things like aeroplanes, like you saw being presented. Even baskets, even these cameras, even these microphones, are we able to have a curriculum that will lead us to create them? Now, the second thing then we have to do differently, which we are trying in Kenya, is to be able to discern a set of competencies that we can focus on in our education that will lead us to that creation. And so in Kenya, like the rest of the world, we have identified 7 key competencies. And you heard the guest speaker reiterate these. We have communication and collaboration. We have creativity and imagination. We have critical thinking and problem solving. Self-efficacy. You have just heard the minister saying, a learner who can look at a teacher in the eyes and say, we want to learn differently. We have learning to learn, and most critically, digital literacy. Now, once you have thought about the vision for education, then you have thought about the competencies. The next thing we have to do differently is, what is the content, therefore, that we are giving learners? And I want to say one of the things we are doing differently is to be able to introduce some content that earlier on was preserved for high school, much earlier. Can we get our children to think about the engine, to think about the computer software, to think about the human anatomy and biology at earlier levels in their learning, so that then they can grow with creativity in mind? Then, how do we teach them? We need to teach our learners as practically as possible. Give them an opportunity to be able to do things, to experiment, to try out. And that calls for the last thing we are doing differently, which is formative evaluation. Assess people as they are in class, so that the result of that assessment can plow back into improving what people are learning. These are the issues that we are trying to do differently in the curriculum.
The curriculum reforms are being undertaken within the national registration framework as informed by Article 53 of the Constitution, which recognizes free and compulsory basic education as a right of every child.